Rumors about Malcolm-Jamal Warner's mother having an affair with Bill Cosby is circulating all over the internet, and I know these rumors not true, but people are alleging that Malcolm-Jamal Warner was taken out by Bill Cosby the same way his other son was taken out by Bill. Somebody even went so far to send me this video of Bill Cosby looking nervous as hell talking about his first son that passed away.
Bill Cosby has finally spoken publicly about the greatest pain a parent can experience, the death of a child. In an interview with CBS News broadcast today, Cosby talked about the murder of his son, Ennis, who was gunned down on a Los Angeles freeway earlier this month. Cosby emotionally described the family's grief, their anger, and how they buried Ennis in an herb garden at the Cosby home in Massachusetts.
They buried his son in the herb garden. I ain't know Bill Cosby was smoking on Tuka.
We joined hands, and we had on clothes like this. And it's cold, Massachusetts, and some snow is still there. I set the coffin down over the hole, and I said, we now want to give praise to God for allowing us to know him. Not for giving him to us, but just letting us know him. There's a difference in this house. Mrs. Cosby wants this man. I mean, she verbalizes. She wants him. She doesn't accept the fact that nobody comes forward to help with the truth. I've always imagined if somebody killed one of my kids, I would go get 5 .357 Magnums. Then you start to think about the person that you love who's gone. And then that part of them comes to you and says, hey, Dad, you have to go back to work, man. Not people want to laugh. Dad, you have to go back to work. And you start to laugh. His spirit from there wouldn't allow us to walk off and be anything other than what he wants, our family.
Later in the interview, Cosby also talked about the woman who claims to be his daughter. Cosby admits he had an affair with Autumn Jackson's mother, but denies he's the young woman's father. Jackson faces charges she tried to blackmail Cosby.
Bill Cosby's career been riddled with paternity tests, his kids been riddled with bullets. Now Malcolm-Jamal Warner gone, and it seemed like he a part of the Cosby family curse. I don't like the fact that people putting these rumors on Malcolm-Jamal Warner's mother, knowing that her son just passed away. But one thing for sure, we just can't put nothing past Bill.
The timing took many by surprise. Bill Cosby giving blood for a paternity test just 3 days after a young woman who claimed to be his daughter was convicted of trying to extort $40 million from him. Autumn Jackson has long claimed to be Cosby's illegitimate daughter, but until now he has refused to take the test that would settle the matter once and for all. So why the test and why now? Here's Chris Hansen.
We certainly wish there had been a different verdict. As far as we're concerned, the case is not over.
Not over by a long shot, because in the days after a jury found this young woman guilty of extortion, the desperate drama that is the Autumn Jackson-Bill Cosby story continued to unfold like a daytime soap opera.
From the time she was born until she was arrested, there was never a request for a test.
Monday morning, Bill Cosby's lawyer, Jack Schmidt, reiterated that Cosby is not Jackson's father and that there are several other candidates for a paternity test.
Well, damn, I ain't know Bill Cosby was on the Maury show. You mean to tell me it was 7 other people lined up to see if they was her daddy? I'm guessing it was Michael, Tito, Jermaine, Randy.
I think, frankly, with what we know now about her being married, there are some other people who should be taking that test first.
But just hours later on the Rivera Live show on CNBC, Cosby's lawyer dropped this bombshell.
Mr. Cosby is having blood drawn for a DNA test right now.
What happened between Monday morning and Monday evening?
We continued to discuss the issue, and Bill came to the conclusion that the only way Autumn was ever going to learn the truth was for him to submit to the blood test, and so he decided to do it. Bill Cosby is doing this for Autumn. Autumn is entitled to know the truth about paternity.
And Schmidt says it's not the first time Cosby thought about taking such a test. He actually scheduled one a few years ago. Ironically, he backed out at the last minute.
He began to be concerned that if he were to show up at a laboratory with two women taking blood tests, that news was going to get leaked and that it was going to damage his reputation.
During Jackson's extortion trial, her defense lawyers tried to show that Cosby had accepted Jackson as his own daughter, even had her visit the set of his television show. Why did Bill Cosby support Autumn Jackson as he did financially and emotionally for all those years if, in fact, he wasn't her father?
He knew that he could possibly be her father because he definitely was with her mother. He brought her on the set of the show just like all them other kids on the show that could have possibly been his kids, including, rest in peace, Malcolm-Jamal Warner, allegedly.
What he did is what he's done for scores, literally scores of other school children. He agreed to pay for education.
Obviously, you and Bill Cosby have had discussions that have made you very confident that he is not the father of Autumn Jackson.
Well, I think he's come to the conclusions for the same reason that I have. The only suggestion has been from Shawn Thompson, and I don't think she's been truthful about that.
Shawn Thompson Upshaw, probably the only person other than Bill Cosby who knows the real answer, is Autumn Jackson's mother. And late today, her attorney hinted on MSNBC that Upshaw and Jackson might consider taking part in blood and DNA testing if Cosby would plead for leniency at Jackson's upcoming sentencing.
This is a matter that's going to get settled. He is prepared to settle this matter once and for all. He's taken the blood test. All we need now is for Autumn and Shawn to come forward.
Autumn Jackson is scheduled to be sentenced on October 12th. She faces up to 12 years in federal prison.
It's people out there confused as hell about Bill Cosby possibly being their father simply because they was raised up watching the Cosby Show. I don't know how many people slipped into a family thinking, what if Claire Huxtable was my mother? What if Bill Cosby was my father? What if I lived in the house and Theo was my brother? People ran away with these fantasies for years, and it's sad to see that them kids on that show could have possibly been his kids. But the sadder part about all of this is Bill Cosby stay losing one of his kids.
Sad news today for embattled comedian Bill Cosby. His daughter, Ensa, has died. The 44-year-old, who appeared on an episode of The Cosby Show when she was a teen, spoke out last year in support of her father amid dozens of allegations of sexual abuse, which he denies.
I cannot sit quietly anymore. The man portrayed in the media today is not who my father is. I've seen the accusations become more horrific and extreme with time, and I've witnessed my father's reputation and legendary works be dismissed without any proof.
In 1997, Cosby's son, Ennis, was slain on a Los Angeles freeway during a failed robbery. No word on what led to Ensa's death, but she reportedly suffered from kidney disease.
Rest in peace to all of the Cosby kids that lost their lives. It seemed like they all leaving before he leave, man. And I know that's the saddest thing for a parent, to see their kids pass before they pass. Rest in peace to his daughter, his son, Malcolm-Jamal Warner. These rumors getting dumber and dumber every day. But one thing for sure, Bill Cosby had a whole lot to hide. So many secrets, so many things going on in his personal life. People don't know what to believe. You could make up a rumor about Bill Cosby and people would be willing to believe it. But when them allegations came out that he was sleeping with all them different women, drugging them and things, now they talking about he possibly Malcolm-Jamal Warner's father.
A new firestorm surrounds Bill Cosby, but this time it's because of his own words and not the accusations of others. Cosby's confessions about drugs, sex, and young women in newly released documents are eye-opening and leave many feeling betrayed. Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis.
Anything to say to your accusers, Mr. Cosby?
It's a bombshell 1,000-page deposition. In it, Bill Cosby describes the sexual relationship he had with Andrea Constand, who has accused him of drugging and sexually abusing her. Cosby describes one of their sexual encounters, stating, "I don't hear her say anything, so I continue and go to the area that is somewhere between permission and rejection." Cosby describes the encounter as consensual, a romantic evening, dinner by the fireplace, complete with cognac.
He ain't had no choice but to tranquilize her ass. She probably would have bust his booty. If he wanted to be with a man, he was better off with Saucy Santana. Somebody had to tame that tiger. I don't give a damn what sport she plays. She the champion.
Cosby says, "I walk her out. She does not look angry. She does not say to me, 'Don't ever do that again.'" The sweeping deposition, taken over a 4-day period at a Philadelphia hotel in 2005, describes Cosby's sexual encounters with at least 5 women, fueling an exploding scandal involving more than 24 women accusing the legendary comedian of abuse.
He flipped me over and sexually assaulted me.
His behavior was like that of a predator.
His testimony, published this weekend, was part of Constand's lawsuit. She accused Cosby of drugging and molesting her inside his home while she was employed at his alma mater, Temple University. In it, he says, "I think that I'm a pretty decent reader of people and their emotions in these romantic sexual things, whatever you want to call them." In the deposition, Cosby's demeanor appearing almost casual to Constand's attorney, who remarked, "I think you're making light of a very serious situation." Cosby replying, "That may very well be."
What we really got to see in this deposition was his attitudes towards the whole thing. He was even chastised by the opposing counsel for not treating it seriously. That's what's really going to hurt him.
Never charged with sexual assault in any of the alleged incidents, Cosby settled the Constant case out of court. A source close to the comedian told ABC News he did so to avoid embarrassment for himself and his family. 2 months ago, I sat down with him for an exclusive interview where he refused to address the allegations directly.
It's interesting. This is a situation that's unprecedented. My family, my friends, I have been in this business 52 years, and I've never seen anything like this. And reality is the situation. And I can't speak.
What they want that man to say, ass is ass? Because it is. People do have sex. People do get freaky. He's just a freaky freak. And he ain't expect for his personal business to be out there in the street. Po Bill, he should have kept it in his pants. But when you 6'8", with them big ass loafers on, and you got a pocket full of money, and them women keep on dancing around you, coming around you, smiling all in your face. Got young women calling him daddy because they seen the Cosby Show. I ain't condoning what he did, but he figure ain't nobody got to know. He kept that shit on the down low. I'm talking 6 feet under. When you wake up, you don't even know what the hell happened. He never had to think of a polite way to put somebody up out his house. They wake up in a taxi cab.
In a deposition, Cosby admits to obtaining drugs to provide to young women. The attorney asks, when you got the Quaaludes, was it in your mind you were going to use these Quaaludes for young women that you wanted to have sex with? Cosby answers, yes. Cosby stated he never took drugs or drank alcohol himself during these encounters.
He come up out the court with a bottle in his hand after admitting that he gave them girls Quaaludes.
Adding that he would offer those Quaaludes to others the same as a person would say, have a drink. Cosby denies that he ever gave drugs to women without their consent. Tonight, Linda Kirkpatrick, who in January came forward to accuse Cosby of drugging and sexually assaulting her in the 80s, is speaking out.
I didn't want sex from him, with him, about him, around him.
Kirkpatrick was not one of the women mentioned in the deposition, but says she feels this is her I told you so moment.
He was making a mockery of the whole situation, and then, in my opinion, being coached on the sideline of what to say and how to say it.
His futile efforts to hide his own testimony from the public have been unsuccessful. And now the truth is out, and he's never going to be able to keep this secret anymore.
Gloria Allred represents 17 Cosby accusers and has a pending civil suit against Cosby.
We're interested in having him tell the whole truth. And I don't intend to stop until we get it.
It's quite a fall from grace for the man once known as America's favorite dad. a nickname he earned playing the lovable father on The Cosby Show.
My lips are sealed.
Mine too. His wholesome public persona translating into a famous endorsement deal with Jell-O.
Moms, you know how the kids love Jell-O pudding.
He was a philanthropist and strong advocate of civil rights, but this squeaky clean image was quickly shattered as the sexual assault allegations came pouring in.
Bill Cosby was probably the most important African-American person on TV in his day. Along the way, he did a lot of good things, and all that is for naught now. You realize that the emperor has no clothes, and what Bill Cosby says and what Bill Cosby does have absolutely no correlation. There is no morality in this man, and so he can no longer make moral positions.
At the height of his wealth and fame, the document paints the portrait of an intensely private man who demanded that his support staff sign confidentiality agreements. He also describes idiosyncrasies, like his collection of at least 100 sweatpants.
He kept them gray sweatpants on deck because he know women be looking for that print.
Cosby admits to offering some of the women career advice in pursuit of sex, concealing payments through his agent, even asking one of the alleged victims questions about her father's death from cancer to get close to her. The storm of controversy has led to public scorn for the comedian. Cosby now the butt of the joke, even at the Golden Globes.
And into the woods, Cinderella runs from her prince, Rapunzel is thrown from a tower for her prince, and Sleeping Beauty just thought she was getting coffee with Bill Cosby.
I put the pills in the people. The people did not want the pills in them.
Now, with this recently released deposition, some are calling to revoke Cosby's Medal of Freedom. President Obama responded without naming the comedian.
If you give a woman, or a man for that matter, without his or her knowledge, a drug, and then have sex with that person without consent, that's rape. I think this country, any civilized country, should have no tolerance for rape.
As the controversy picks up steam, even old friends like Whoopi Goldberg.
All of the information that's out there kind of points to guilt.
Are rethinking their support.
It looks bad, Bill. Either speak up or shut up. Because people know now that there's a lot more out there than they thought.
Cosby denied our request for an interview, but one of his lawyers told the Philadelphia Inquirer that the release of the deposition is a violation of the confidentiality agreement, adding, how that deposition became public without being court-sanctioned is something we are going to pursue and deal with very vigorously.
There is no way to restore his legacy. You can't separate his achievements from his dastardly acts at this point. It's a true lack of morality, and he will take that to the grave.
For Nightline, I'm Lindsay Davis in Philadelphia.
The crazy part about all this is, regardless of all of the stuff Bill Cosby been accused of, even the stuff he allegedly admitted that he did, Malcolm-Jamal Warner was always by his side. He never spoke down on Mr. Cosby because he looked at him like he was his real father. Not only on the show, but in real life, a lot of people did. Bill Cosby could be all our daddy. With that money, all he got to do is come to the projects and they gonna Jell-O pop that P for Bill Cosby today. I ain't talking about back in the day. He can still get it right now. There's women out there struggling. People getting laid off. People going through some hard times, man. I don't believe the rumors. I believe Malcolm-Jamal Warner's mother is a beautiful woman and she ain't need Mr. Cosby, but how else did he get on the show? Bill Cosby ain't just picked that man out the litter just because somebody had to work that man into the show. But we'll talk about that at a later date. It's way too soon. I don't believe the rumors. Rest in peace to Malcolm-Jamal Warner, because like I said, he stuck up for Mr. Cosby.
Because when you watch someone who you know and love, go through what he's going through, it's difficult not to, not to feel something, have some kind of emotional response to, what this person is going through.
Have you spoken to him?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that been like? I mean, have you lost faith in him? Have you lost feelings for him?
No.
What are your feelings?
No, not at all. Honestly, my biggest feeling is I feel sad for, just the way this whole, just the way the whole story has come about, and when you've done so much wonderful, so many wonderful things for so much of your career, and after having had such a long path and long journey, you have something like this that you've got to contend with.
You forgive if it's true?
We'll never know. I don't think any of us will never know what the truth is, And you're talking about so many different. There's so many different aspects to, there are all these stories from all these different women. Then there's this one particular case that we're talking about. So there's so many moving parts to it.
Is he blind?
Yeah, he's definitely blind. But his spirits are great.
What was he like to work with?
It was pretty incredible.
Because?
He's great with people. He has a wonderful sense of being able to set a tone on the set. So people will come to work on our show and be so surprised about the genuine, sincere liking and respect that we all had for each other amongst the cast and crew. There was always just a really great vibe, and that comes down from the top. And people would always talk about how rare that kind of energy is when you walk on, especially a hit show. You've got all these egos involved. And one thing that I learned from Mr. Cosby is he never came to work. If anyone's career warranted coming to work with a big ego, it would be his. And because he never came to work carrying that ego, one of the things that I learned early on, well, if he's not doing it, then there's no reason for me to come to work acting that way. So he gave me, amongst the millions of things I've learned from him, he gave me a real sense of how to handle celebrityhood and living in the public eye.
What legacy has he left with you? You'll always be Theo Huxtable, right?
Sure, yeah. I mean, that show will last forever.
Still shows.
Yeah, and still, that show holds such an importance because it really changed the scope of how Black America and white America and the world, for that matter.
Man, y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section. Malcolm-Jamal Warner was a hell of a man. I hate to see that this brother is gone. He released some albums. I ain't never heard them. I'm about to get on Apple Music and see what it do. Listen to that jazz he was spitting. I wonder if he did some raps. I know his freestyle game was crazy. His poetry sounded like raps. Rest in peace to him. People taking my content, flipping it, making it their content, but that's the way the game go, I ain't mad at it. I'm just gonna keep on doing what I do. Rest in peace to all the Cosby kids and to Malcolm-Jamal Warner's mother. I know them rumors ain't true. A lot of people know them rumors ain't true. And the reason why I would do a video like this is to show the people how ridiculous that stuff really sound. Because people believe anything they hear nowadays. I'm trying to let y'all know, don't believe the hype. Who was Malcolm-Jamal Warner's real father, though? That's what I want to know. Who is his real daddy? We ain't never seen nobody come forward and say that he was Malcolm-Jamal Warner's father. Do he even have a father? I hope it ain't Bill Cosby. Y'all let me, I don't know. They all rumors. Everything you heard in this video is alleged allegations and speculations for entertainment purposes, man. I ain't got nothing but love for y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Leave a comment below. And one more thing before I go, subscribe to my channel if that's what you want.
Subscribe to my channel if that's what you want. But if that's not what you like, then you must be a punk. Hold on now, here we go. Who is this girl? She got that junk in her trunk. Baby girl, back it up, poke out your rump. It's S.A.T that you want. And my music hit so hard, make you say, oh my